A new generation of female humanoid robots has been just revealed. These advanced androids are designed to look and act like real women, complete with lifelike skin and hair. While they may appear harmless at first glance, these robots are designed for one thing and one thing only: to serve humans. Whether it's providing companionship or carrying out tasks, these robots are eerily lifelike and disturbingly servile. Here are some of recent female humanoid robots that have changed the world. They're among the smartest and most beautiful women on the globe, and they have an undeniable charm since they are so realistic and authentic. Number 1. Nadine. On number 1, we will talk about Nadine. The social robot Nadine is a giant humanoid robot based on Professor Nadia Magnatet Thalman. The robot closely resembles a human being because of its lifelike hands, natural-looking skin, and hair. Nadine is a socially intelligent robot that can recall all of the conversations it has had, return greetings, and establishes eye contact. Depending on the context of the user contact, it may replicate emotions and facial expressions and movements and respond to queries on its own in a variety of languages. Nadine has the ability to recognize people it has previously seen and carry natural conversations. Nadine has a personality, meaning that it may alter its behavior in response to what is said to it. Nadine can move her upper body and convey her facial emotions with a total of 27 degrees of freedom. It recalls details and events pertaining to people it has previously encountered. It can read tales, display pictures, host Skype conversations, send emails, and facilitate family communication for those with special needs. It can serve as an office receptionist or be set up specifically to be a personal coach. Nadine has interacted with individuals from all walks of life and taken part in live demonstrations on stage. Nadine made her first public debut as a prominent feature of the Human Plus, the Future of Our Species exhibition presented in Singapore's Art Science Museum. She was hailed as one of the most lifelike humanoid robots in the world. She has met with several individuals from large corporations in a variety of sectors, including Dentsu Aegis, Network Dan, Credit Suisse, and Deutsche Bank. Number 2. Sophia. Up next, we'll talk about the most famous humanoid robot. Yes, you guessed it right, we're talking about Sophia. Sophia, the most sophisticated humanoid robot from Hanson Robotics, personifies our hopes for the potential of AI. Sophia is both a human-created science fiction figure, showing the future of AI and robotics, and a platform for cutting-edge robotics and AI research, since she is a singular blend of science, engineering, and creativity. The global public is captivated by the persona of Sophia. She is the first robot citizen in the whole globe, as well as the UNDP's first robot innovation ambassador. With appearances at The Tonight Show and Good Morning Britain, as well as speeches at many conferences throughout the world, Sophia is now a household name. Sophia is also a framework for cutting-edge robotics and AI research, notably for comprehending interactions between humans and robots, and their potential for use in entertainment and other service-related industries. She has been employed for research purposes, for instance, as part of the Loving AI project, which aims to comprehend how robots may modify themselves to the demands of their users via intra- and interpersonal growth. A lot of AI specialists disagree with Sophia's exaggerated portrayal. Former chief scientist Ben Goertzel of the company that created Sophia acknowledged that it is, although she acknowledges that it is not ideal that some perceive Sophia to possess intelligence comparable to that of a human. She maintains that the message Sophia conveys to the audiences is distinct. If I show them a beautiful smiling robot face, then they get the feeling that the AGI, artificial general intelligence, may indeed be nearby or viable. All of this is not what I would call AGI, but it also isn't easy to set up. Goertzel said that Sophia does make use of the words referred to as AI technologies, such as deep neural network, generated robotic motions, face tracking, emotional identification, and recognition of facial expressions. Sophia's discourse is produced by a decision tree but is connected specifically with these outputs. Number 3. Erica. Now let's take a look at our next robot, which is Erica. You'll learn the most recent information from the news anchor when you watch the news. However, that newscaster may now be a robot. You could be getting your daily news from a Japanese robot named Erica if you live in Japan. Hiroshi Ishiguro, the head of Osaka University's Intelligent Robotics Laboratory, developed Erica. She's one of the smartest humanoids ever created in Japan, with a focus on her verbal talents. Despite her inability to walk, Erica is able to communicate with others and adjust her expressions to suit the situation. Erica is alleged to have been taught the method acting technique by the two inventors, in which an actress strives to completely identify with a character. Since Erica lacks the ability to feel anything, she must rely on the algorithm built into her system to replicate any necessary emotions. Simply titled B, the movie in which Erica will feature, it's being supported by Bonded Capital Media, which has previously funded movies including the Oscar-nominated Loving Vincent. Number 4. Jia Jia. Now we will talk about China's famous robot Jia Jia. The first of its kind interactive robot from China can interact with others nearby in addition to having a highly realistic human appearance. The 5 students from the University of Science and Technology in China in Hefei, the provincial capital of East China's Anhui province, created the life-size robot, which has a stunning female face. The humanoid has an autonomous navigation capability and is built to recognize human-machine interaction. Additionally, it can bow, tilt its head, and make basic arm and leg movements. Jiajia's developer thinks that the startlingly lifelike robot signals a time when cyborg labor would be common in China, since she can carry on a basic conversation and exhibit certain facial emotions when asked. When he and his prototype recently appeared at an economic conference sponsored by banking, a giant UBS in Shanghai's cutting-edge financial district, team leader Sheng Xiaoping spoke with the voice of a proud parent. This humanoid's eye movement and mouth movement coincide naturally when it speaks. In Chinese restaurants, nursing homes, hospitals, and residences, Chen projected that artificially intelligent AI robots like Jia may start carrying out a variety of mundane chores within a decade. She could correctly respond to a question about the day's weather, carry on simple dialogues, and identify the gender of her interrogators. The humanoid is built to recognize interactions between people and machines. Additionally, it has navigation and positional autonomy. Cloud technology is in charge of the entire operation. Number 5. Ida. Lastly, we'll talk about the robot Ida. The first ultra-realistic artist robot in the world is named Ida. She uses her robotic arm AI algorithms and the cameras in her eyes to sketch. Her artwork, which she created in February 2019, was displayed at her first solo exhibition titled Unsecured Futures at the University of Oxford. Since then, she has traveled the world and displayed her artwork, and in 2021, the Design Museum had her debut exhibition. In a post-humanist period, she continues to produce art that questions our preconceptions of the artist and creativity. Ida, a humanoid robot, is recognized as the first ultra-realistic robot artist in history. Ida is a 2019 completed artificial intelligence robot that creates sculptures, paintings, and sketches. She bears Ada Lovelace's name. The robot attracted notice when it used a pencil in her prosthetic hand and cameras in her eyes to sketch individuals from sight. Aidan Miller, a gallerist and engineered arts, a Cornish robotics business, created Ida. Her drawing arms was created by Salaheldin Al-Abd and Ziad Abbas, 2 undergraduate students from the School of Electronic and Electrical Engineering at the University of Leeds, while her drawing intelligence was created by computer AI experts at the University of Oxford. Ida debuted her new painting arm, which allowed her to use a palette, at the British Library in London in April 2022. Ida was the first incredibly lifelike humanoid robot to be able to create art when she was created in 2019. Ida used specially created AI algorithms in drawings and paintings to create artworks that were actually creative, utilizing Professor Margaret Bodden's definition of creativity, which is generating art that is new, surprising, and valuable. She then moved on to creating collaborative sculpture. Ida made art history when she defied consciousness to paint her first self-portraits to her solo exhibition Ida, Portrait of a Robot at the Design Museum in London. The first humanoid to develop a typeface at the Design Museum raises issues about identity in the digital age and the function of our digital double as we meld it with technology. This brings us to the end of our video. If you like this video, then don't forget to smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel.